Alrighty, hey everyone, so welcome to my first Glamisode of Will I Be Glammed. I just want to give you a little bit of what we are going to be doing today, which would just be this makeup look. I did a little bit of my hair, just a little slick ponytail, little two attitudes is what I call them, have them out today. But I'm going to give you a little bit about what my YouTube channel will be. So basically my YouTube channel is going to be based off of makeup. That is the main idea, but I will be doing other things such as my natural hair, skincare routines, which I'm still working on, so we're going to have to work on that together. Quitting drinking sodas, better on a diet, trying to get my face correct because I do have a lot of acne, but we're going to work on that together. I will do mini vlogs every once in a while. It's not going to be my main thing. I don't really do a lot of traveling, but I do go somewhere probably a couple times out of the year, which I will definitely keep you posted on that. And as I am out of town on those trips, I do makeup there also. So the trips that I'll take, of course, I'll try to record my makeup, but 9 times out of 10, my family's going to be rushing me and I'm not going to have time to do it. But if I do, I'll definitely still post it. I will have different type of challenges for myself. I will push myself to do things that I normally don't do, different colors, doing natural looks, which I really don't participate more into. It's natural because I love color. But I will definitely be doing challenges pertaining to that. And then there will be new things that I will learn as I go along the way. So we'll just be learning together. So definitely, if you like this video, subscribe, like and subscribe, leave comments if you have any questions. Oh, and I love criticism. So if I'm doing anything that you would do different, let me know. Other than that, well, welcome to my first Glamisode.
Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Okay, so I'm starting off. Alrighty, so today, guys, first I'm starting off with just brushing my eyebrows a little bit. I like mine kind of slanted. I don't like mine actually up facing upwards. But yeah, that's what we're gonna start with. And now this is a gel pencil that I actually just got from like a regular little hair store. One thing about me is I really don't be going out. I don't normally go out to go spend a whole lot of money. I normally shop on the cheaper side. Alrighty, so now I am just filling in my eyebrows with the color Black Brown Brow Pomade by Black Radiance. And I love to fill it in. I'm not really good with outlining with it, but that's why I use the pencil. But now I'm just going to go ahead and fill those in there. Then I'm going to go ahead and use, I have no idea what the name of this brush is called, but the thing with the little spinny things on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and brush through my eyebrows just to make sure that the hair is going all the same way and that it's kind of blending in. And then I'm going to go ahead and start on the other brow. Alrighty, so now that I have went ahead and completed lining and filling my eyebrows, we are now going to go in and line it to the exact shape that we would like to have with some concealer. I'm going to use a light concealer on the bottom and a darker concealer on the top so that I'm able to shape it to the precise way that I would like it to come out. Now I'm going to be using this flat brush, which is definitely my favorite brush when it comes down to concealing my eyebrows. And I'm just going to go ahead and line it and be very careful there. Don't want to make any mistakes. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and start blending it downwards onto my eye, because now I know that I am about to go ahead and do my makeup, and I definitely want to have a base that's already dry enough a little bit for me to go ahead and start working as soon as my eyebrows are done. But I ended up putting white over it anyway, so it really didn't make a difference. But this is a good way to go ahead and prime your eye before starting to put on any of the eyeshadow. Alrighty, so now with that same brush, I'm going to go ahead and start writing on the top of my eyebrow with my darker shade of concealer. I'm going to go ahead and shape the top to where it kind of gives me that rounded, on fleek type of eyebrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and line that up and make sure that my eyebrow is as straight as I need it to be. Alrighty, so now that I have already lined my top of my eyebrow, I'm now going to go ahead and just blend that in to my skin, just to blend it out a little bit above to my forehead. And now I'm going to go ahead and start on the top of my other eyebrow. This is the perfect time to make sure that your eyebrows is as even as you can get them. And just remember that these eyebrows are never going to be 100% identical. So there may be a little bit of flaws, but most of the time it's not that noticeable anyway. But you want to make sure that you can get them as close as you can, but don't spend your whole life trying to make sure that your eyebrows are perfect, because hey, I see a lot of people with uneven eyebrows, but hey, that's none of my business. Alright, so now you can see kind of in the middle between the eyebrows, there's like a little bit of room there. I'm now going to go ahead and go in and try to fill my eyebrows to where they're kind of more even, based off of where my nose is and how my eyes are and the shapes of the that's between the nose and the eyes. I want it to be kind of even. So I go back in with my gel pomade and I kind of just fill them in a little bit, and then I get my little spilly brush again and I just kind of blend them to closer together and a little bit to where it's able to kind of blend in with my skin. Alrighty, now it is time to go ahead and put on my primer. I'm going to start off by putting on my primer before I do my eyes, because I like my primer to actually kind of get a little time to set into my face. And I definitely recommend using primer because that makes your foundation look way more cakier. Use the primer just to make sure that your skin is kind of even out. So I'm going to put a little bit around my face, and this is new. I haven't used this kind before, but it did come out pretty well. It did come out really smooth. I like the way the texture was. Alrighty, so here I'm just going to go ahead and add a piece of tape. It's just any tape. It doesn't have to be specific. I just got this from the dollar store for $1. And I just put it to line on the edge of my eye so that when I am able to do my makeup, I don't have to clean up after my mark by using like a concealer like some people do. I just feel like this is just quicker, and I'm just lazy and I want to do all the extra work. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know what I am singing. Okay. Anyway. Alright, so here I am using my NYX eyeshadow base in white. And I love to use this because it makes my eyeshadow pop when I'm using colors. But if I'm doing like a natural color, I'll just use the base that I already laid down from when I was doing my eyebrows. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I just put my finger in there and I just get a little bit and I just dab it onto my eyes. And then I go back in with my finger and I just go ahead and I pat that in. And I do like to use my finger for this. I don't like the brush normally because sometimes the brush may leave marks, or it just doesn't get too, it just doesn't give it that flat, smooth feeling as I get from when I use my finger. So that's what I'm using. Alrighty, now it is time for my favorite part, some color. I'm using my Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette. I'm going to start with a dark green, then I'm going to put a little bit of the lime green, and then I'm going to put a little bit of that yellow. Alrighty, so I am going to start with the green with my blending brush. I like to do soft dabs into the skin, just enough to get that color off. I'm not really blending anything at this moment. Plus, I actually kind of don't want to disturb the eyeshadow base that I just put on and didn't really let dry. Alrighty, so now that I went ahead and I added on the green, I'm now going to go ahead and overlap that with the lime green. I am going to go a little bit over the green and a little bit under the green so that I'm able to blend it well, so I kind of get a ombre-ish feel. Okay, and then now I'm going to go ahead and add yellow to the top of that lime green, overlapping the lime green a little bit also, just as I did with the green. And then I'm also going to blend that in so that they also kind of get a little bit of that ombre feel. Alrighty, so you definitely want to make sure that you blend, blend, blend. I cannot stress that enough. Just make sure that you continue to blend. Add as much yellow, green, lime green that you need to just go ahead and make sure that the colors blend in together well, to where you're able to see that there are layers, but you're able to see that there is a little bit of a space between each one going to a different color. Alrighty, so now I'm going to use one of my BH Cosmetic brushes and one of the smallest tips, and I'm just going to put a little bit more of that NYX white primer on my base of my eyelid, and I'm going to try to give myself a little line to see what shape I need to shape as my crease for this beautiful cut crease that we are about to do. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and grab a flat tip brush, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the bottom of my eyelid where the white eyeshadow primer is. I just want to go ahead and spread that out and make sure that it's even. So as I was cutting my crease, I actually didn't like the way the shape came out, so I ended up adding a wing. I don't know why. This is definitely one of my favorite makeup looks, is the wing. I'm definitely going to have to try to do different things, but this is my favorite. And I'm just going to go ahead and go back, just make sure that my lines are even here. Okay, so now we are using my favorite palette, well, one of them. There's a Take Me to Brazil, and there's a Take Me Back to Brazil BH Cosmetic palettes, and I love them. I'm going to be using the Take Me Back to Brazil because I wanted to use the more shimmery colors for my base, well, for my eyelid. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with my dark purple, and I am going to go ahead and just pat that in and build on to how much, to see how deep I want that purple to go. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add my blue. I do apologize, I did not point out the blue that I used, but the blue that I did use is at the top of the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. It is right next to the green at the top row. So that's the blue that I use, and I'm just going to kind of blend that in with the purple a little bit, just kind of like when we did the green with the lime green and the yellow, except this time it's going to be going from side to side rather than up and down. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add yellow. Please forgive me, guys, this is my first YouTube video and I definitely forgot to point out the yellow. But the yellow that I used is on the second row from the bottom, and it is the only yellow, so that should be a little bit better for you to find the yellow that I used. And again, just like the other colors, we are blending, blending, blending. Make sure that the blue blends in with the yellow. Also go back to the purple. Make sure the purple still blends in with the blue. You want to make sure that everything is blended very, very well. Alrighty, so now we are going to go ahead and go in with our black liquid eyeliner, and I am going to go ahead and add a wing here. When I tell you that this took me a while to perfect, I mean it took me a while to perfect, and I still haven't perfected it yet because it still isn't as good as I do when I use the tape. So the tape is definitely something that I suggest you begin with, because that does give you a little bit more room to kind of play around with, because you don't have to worry about that tip, the end not being straight. Alrighty, so now that eyeliner has been completed, we're going to go ahead and put on some mascara. Extend those lashes, girls. Extend those lashes, period. Anyways, so you're going to make sure that you do go from the bottom and kind of comb upwards. And just take your time and definitely try not to poke yourself in the eye like I used to do all the time. Now it's time to go ahead and take off that tape there since we have already completed doing the wing eyeliner. Alrighty, so now that I went ahead and took off the tape, I'm going to go ahead and start putting on my lashes. I did not show you guys the brand of eyelashes I use, nor did I show you the adhesive that I use. They're both from the dollar store, and I just grabbed them just so I can do this video. And normally when I do bold looks, I definitely include eyelashes. I wear glasses, so that kind of conflicts with that, but when I'm doing like natural looks, I just slap on some mascara because my eyelashes are pretty long themselves. I guess I'm having a turn-up session at this point. At this point, I'm actually just getting that adhesive to dry on that eyelash so that it was able to go ahead and get tacky enough to try to stick onto my lower lash line. So now I'm going to go ahead and just start putting that eyelash on there, taking my time. Boom. As you can tell, I messed up there. So in just a moment, I will show you exactly my technique to make it totally disappear. As you can tell by my face here, I was very disappointed because nothing else except disappoints me more than eyeliner smudging or my adhesive getting on my completed eyeshadow look, and I have to go back and fix it because now I have to take time out of whatever I could have been doing to stop and fix my mistake. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and use my eyelash curler to curl my eyelashes to match up with the falsies that I also just put on. I don't want them to be distinctly, but I don't want you to be able to tell between my falsies and my actual eyelashes. Okay, so unfortunately my camera doesn't catch this part because I was bent in too much, but what I did to remove the adhesive off of my eyeshadow was I just let it dry for a while. And after I let it dry, I then went back in with the tweezers and I peeled it off. You definitely want to make sure that it is dry because if it's not dry and you go back and you start to try to move it, you have the possibility of making it worse, which then may cause you to actually have to start over again, which you don't want to have to do all of that. So you'll just make sure you take your time and you go back and you start to kind of peel back the adhesive from where you made the mistake. And then I go back in with that yellow and I cover up where the empty spot would be from where you peeled off the adhesive. Boom! Alright, the other eye is complete. I'm gonna go ahead and put on eyeliner and mascara for this eye also. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and take a dark purple eyeliner that I've had for years that I never use, but it is great. And I'm going to put that on the bottom of my eye, basically on my waterline. And then I'm going to make it really thick, and then I'm going to go back in with a black, and I'm going to go in with that black on the waterline itself. Very, very, very thin. So you want more purple than you want black. I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes just as I did the other one and snap them glasses on, girl. Alrighty, so we're now going to take some concealer in orange, and I'm just going to go over all my dark spots. This orange is actually, believe it or not, it's actually going to help it even out with my skin tone. So once I apply my foundation, you're not able to see all these dark spots. One thing about my face is that I do have hyperpigmentation, therefore on my cheeks, it is a little bit darker than the rest of my face, which because it's on my cheeks, it's really not that bad because I don't really have to use bronzer. So that is a good thing. But at the end of the day, you can definitely tell that is where my acne is at. And I need to work on getting that to clear up. And I'm just blending that in with my finger and just blend, blend, blend. You can use a brush if you want to. But again, I prefer to use my finger because it is a little bit more smooth. Alright, so now it's foundation time. I am going to go ahead and use a damp beauty blender. I put water on it and then I squeeze as much water as I could out. And now I am actually just damping my face with that and that foundation. And I'm just going to go ahead and pat. I want to make sure that I'm able to get the foundation deep into my skin. And I'm just going to pat, patty, pat a cake, bake my face soon. Anyways. Alrighty, make sure you go ahead and you blend down your neck, all of it. And you just want to make sure that you get it to be even, just as your face. You don't want too many different skin tones. People can look at you like a ghost. And then when it comes down to where I am between my eyebrows and my eyes, I am very careful. I even sometimes go back in with my finger just to make sure that I'm getting a little bit where my eyeshadow would be. You don't want it to be too light from where that concealer was when you were beginning with actually shaping your eyebrows earlier. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and start concealing. I do like to go ahead and conceal under my eyes, some of my forehead, down my nose, under my nose towards my lip, under my lip towards my chin, and also from the bottom of my ear to the bottom of my mouth. You will see that in just a moment. These are places of my face that I like to pop more. I like my face to pop in these areas, and that lighter color will bring them out. Bring them out, bring them out. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and get another damp beauty blender, and this is what I'm going to use as far as blending in my concealer. Again, with the pat motion all over where all my concealer was placed.
Please don't forget to smile sometimes, because you are beautiful, girl. You are beautiful. Now it's time to go ahead and start contouring. I'm going to use my darker contour, basically a big circle around my fat face. And I'm going to go ahead and go down my nose, the sides of my nose, and in the front of my nose. I am going to go ahead and contour basically where my hyperpigmentation is. I don't need much, but I do always put some there. This here is basically going to try to slim your face down. That's the point of actually putting on the contour, is to try to slim your face to where you kind of look slim thick with your cute ass. Okay. And again, we're using a damp beauty blender to go ahead and pat that in. Also, your nose, you definitely want to make sure that you're very careful, because if you kind of mess up, it makes your nose look a little crooked. So you definitely want to make sure that you take your time. I don't know what that is. Oh, that was a falsie from individuals last night. Anyways, that's besides the point. We're just going to pat, and keep it going. Alrighty, now it's time to bake until we turn into a cake. I am using my ELF. Did y'all know that ELF, everybody calls ELF, stands for eyes, lips, and faces? I think that's wild. Anyways, that's very creative. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and bake. I'm baking where my concealer was. So exactly where my concealer was is exactly where I'm gonna bake. I'm gonna go ahead and pat. You want to make sure that you don't overdo it, because you don't want yourself to look cakey. You don't want to be cakey. Alrighty, so now it's time to dust off all of that powder that you put there. I'm going to just dust. I waited about 10 minutes. I actually went and got some food, and then I came back, and now I'm dusting. Alrighty, so now that I went ahead and I baked and I set and I'm finished with that, I just want to go right back over with something else. This is a natural powder, and I'm just going to quickly go over and then dust it off right after that. I'm not going to actually let it bake. I'm not going to sit there and wait. I'm just going to go ahead and dab, swipe, brush, and keep it moving. Now I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit palette, and I am going to go ahead and use the silverish color as my highlighter. The name of that one is called Forever Lit. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and use Forever Lit in the inner eye of my, in the inner corner of my eye, on both eyes. I'm also going to follow up and use that under my brow, right above that yellow, just to give it a little pizzazz.
I am going to put a little bit of that highlighter right on my line of my lip where my little dip is. I'm going to go ahead and put some on my cheekbones a little bit up there so I can glow in the dark for you guys. Alright, so I'm about to show you how I just did just a little quick ponytail, just because my hair isn't washed and it just needed to be done just today. So I went ahead and I gave myself a little split right in the middle of my forehead, and now I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of gel. Just black gel is what I use, something that I picked from the dollar store. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to go ahead and get this brush and brush it down. It is not combed and it has not been combed in a while. I'm just going to be completely honest with you guys. And I'm just going to go ahead and brush until I can get it as flat as it'll go with all this thick hair I have. Alrighty, so I was able to go ahead and get it as slick as it would go. I'm about to go ahead and get my ponytail holder and put that in a ponytail. I'm not going to put my ponytail in too tight, probably 2 little wraps around. Just because of the fact that I get headaches too easy, and nobody got time for that. Alrighty, so now it's time to do something about these edges that the Lord has blessed me with. Now, one thing is that I'm not really good at doing my edges, so you guys just gotta bear with me as we just flip and brush and comb until we get whatever type of edges I come out with today. Alrighty, so now that I did go ahead and I put my ponytail, I did my edges, I did take out a couple little pieces of strands of hair, put a little gel, and now I'm actually going to wrap it around a straw just for like literally a couple seconds, maybe to a minute, and I'm going to let it sit there, and then once I take it out, it will have a little bit of a different curl pattern. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This time it worked halfway, but not all the way. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and take out these straws. And this is the one that actually came out pretty good. I'm not even going to show you guys the other one. I'm just going to really be honest with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and unwind the hair from the straw.